There's no escape from suffering if that is the ineradicable situation. If our sense of ourselves as the absolute thing in our universe is true, if that's correct, accurate, then there's only one truth, that is suffering, frustration. Right? Now what Buddha did was he came to that bottom line and he looked at himself profoundly with intensity and he discovered he saw through himself. He discovered that he was not non-existent. That's, people often misunderstand Buddhism as like the big eureka is we don't exist. Because he would use shocking, like there's no self, there's no this, no that. He would be, no, he would do that sometimes to break people of this sort of absolutizing of everything around them. But he just discovered that he was not there in the way, as someone rightly said, he had thought he was there. He was not there as an absolute, as a thing in itself, as a self-sufficient, independent, unique, disconnected, unrelated entity, more important than anything else. He was a relational nexus, a presence within a world of interrelationships, completely flexible and fluid with no absolute boundary. And in fact, what we can discover is we are all each other. So that radically changes this confrontation of self versus the vast other universe. You follow? Then suddenly you and that other are the one thing. But even in your differentness, that makes it a little more hard. Some people then think, oh, that's mystical, oh, great. So we all kind of dissolve into a great, giant, cosmic glop, where nobody knows there's nobody. And everybody's kind of a gloppy, soupy one thing. That must be really great. But don't come glop on me, you know. We meet somebody who comes and wants to glop on us. But it's not that simplistic. There is a kind of gloppy experience. It's a gloppy release of the rigidity of the sense of boundary and difference, where one kind of realizes that one's permeable. One is a being that is permeable. You know what I mean? You're like a cloud being. For example, the Buddhists are very, in their most basic body-mind analysis, they're sort of heuristic models of the human being, the body-mind. They say that our material body is our sense awarenesses and our sense fields. That is to say, my body is everything I'm seeing, everything I'm hearing, everything I smell, and taste and touch are something only close to you that you can touch. But it's the objects of your sense experience as well as the sense faculties that, your skin, which you touch with your eyes, your ears, your nose, etc. You're not just the subjectivity, in other words, you are all the objective fields. So each of us is kind of like a cloud, since our awareness here, we stand and look far away and see a mountain. And when that mountain is a visual object in our visual field, it's part of our body. So they have even a basic definition of the being as this sort of multi-boundaried, changeable boundary being. You follow me? It's like you are what you are seeing. You follow me? So it's like you and I are, but of course you and I, when we see the same thing, we see from different perspectives. So in that sense, we're not exactly the same, and yet we kind of overlap with other beings, even this sort of basic heuristic framework. Rather than what is our basic heuristic framework? Well, we're just flesh and blood mechanisms. And as flesh and blood mechanisms, well, it's what's inside the skin is us, what's outside the skin is not. Right? So don't step on me, don't touch me, don't send me a little germ or whatever. And then, of course, scientists go with microscopes and they try to see what the skin is, and it looks like the Grand Canyon. You know what I mean? So what's inside and outside becomes almost impossible to say, but then we leave that to them. And we run around clutching our skin to us. And keep off my skin. Get out of my skin. We say. Right? Except for some cute little zygote comes flying in from the bardo in a moment of passion. And says, can I live inside your skin for 10 months? And then if we're intelligent, which usually means female on this planet, we say, oh sure, oh wonderful, I'll have bliss and strawberries after the morning sickness.